I welcome you to my channel once again. So I will be talking about the breakdown of how much we need in Naira. So if you are from Nigeria and you want to know how much we need to relocate through the Express Entry program, then this video is for you, where I break down all the expenses that is involved in Naira. Okay, if you are from outside Nigeria, I also include the amount in Canadian dollars. So just convert these figures to your local currency. Okay, so let's begin. Before we continue, I would like to make this disclaimer. So now, all the figures that you see in these videos, in this particular video, they are from the current exchange rates of Canadian dollars to Naira, meaning these figures can change based on the current exchange rates in your local environment. Okay, the exchange rates keep changing, so make sure that you are sure of which of the exchange rates you are using when you are doing your own calculation. So the exchange rate that I used while this video is being made right now, as at today, 21st May 2023, the exchange rate that I use is 342 Naira to 1 Canadian dollars. So take note of that. Take note of that so that you don't make mistake when you are doing your own calculation. So without further delay, let's begin the presentation. So the categories of your expenses is in two categories. Category one is the expenses before ITA. Okay, so ITA means invitation to apply for permanent residence. So before you can be invited to apply for permanent residence, you need to create express entry profile. So these are the expenses that you will need to create your express entry profile, the information that you will need to create your express entry profile. These are the expenses that you should be looking at. Number one, you need IELTS. You need to write IELTS. So in Nigeria, currently right now, IELTS costs 83,000 Naira. 83,000 Naira. So now, so many people do fail these tests. They don't have proper coaching and guidance and all of that. If you are looking for a coaching, you need a coaching or a guide on how to pass your IELTS at once, I will drop a link to a mentorship program, a mentorship training guide in the description of this video below. Okay, so now the second expenses that you will need is your education credential assessment. So if you don't study in Canada, if your education were not done in Canada, then you will need to do what is called education assessment, education credential assessment, usually done through WES or IQAS, which of the organization that you are dealing with. It will cost you on average, it will cost you 200 Canadian dollars. That is around 68,400 Naira. Okay, so now after you have created express entry profile, and you are now in the express entry pool. So now let's say they eventually invited you to continue your application for permanent residence, then you will now need these expenses. As you can see, I put it expenses after ITA, invitation to apply. So after they have picked you, you have received email to go and apply for permanent residence, then you should get ready these expenses. So now medical will cost you 450 Canadian dollars for adults, 250 Canadian dollars for child, for a child. So now, if you convert this to Naira, this will be equals to 153,900 Naira. So here I'm using 450 Canadian dollars because I assume these are adults. But if it is an adult whereby you are going with your spouse, that is two adults. If you are going with your spouse, if you are going with your kids and all of that, you can now add these 250 Canadian dollars. But if it is only one adult, we'll be needing 450 Canadian dollars, which is 153,900. So you will do biometric. You will do biometric in a VFS center or local embassy in the country. So it will cost you on average 200 Canadian dollars. That is around 68,400 Naira. And application fee. So to apply for permanent residence, you are paying government of Canada 850 Canadian dollars. 850 Canadian dollars. That is around 290,700 Naira. Okay, you will also pay rights of permanent residency fee to Canadian government. That will cost you 515 Canadian dollars. Okay, that is equivalent to 176,130 Naira. And you will also need police clearance certificates. So that will cost you around 100 Canadian dollars, which is around 34,200. If you are in Nigeria, you need to get this around this particular amount. And miscellaneous, maybe you will have to travel to your school to get your certificate, to get your transcript, or you need to go to the bank to get some of your documents. You need to pay courier services for sending one or two of your documents, maybe from your school and all of that. So let's assume that miscellaneous to be 100,000 Naira. Okay, like I said, all these figures are calculated based on today's exchange rates. So make sure you are using the current exchange rates in your environment when you are doing your own calculation. So now, after this, then you will have to provide proof of fund. By the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. Subscribe to this channel right now. If you are gaining one or two value, if you have gained one or two value so far, if I've added one or two knowledge to you so far, then go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you are gaining knowledge, if you are learning from this channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. And also like this video. So go ahead and subscribe. So now, proof of fund, you will need proof of fund. So proof of fund is part of this expenses after ITA, after they have invited you to apply for permanent residence. Okay, so proof of fund, this is what you should be expecting in your proof of fund. By the way, if you need the step-by-step guide, step-by-step of how to relocate through study route, through the express entry, if you need to know the step-by-step that is involved, I will drop a link to that as well in the description of this video, okay? So now, proof of fund, for family of one, you will need 13,757 Canadian dollars. That's around 4.7 million Naira. Family of two will cost you 17,127. That's around 5.85 million Naira. Okay, so you can pause the video and take a look at these expenses. Okay, so family of seven will cost you 36,407 Canadian dollars. That is around 12.45 million Naira. So now, if you are more than family of seven, your family is more than family of seven. So now, every additional family member, you will be needing 3,706 Canadian dollars. Okay, that is around 1.27 million naira. That is what you'll be adding to your proof of fund. Okay, so now after that, you will need money for processing. So you have two options when you are looking for how to go about the processing. So now option one is to go with an agent. So agents can charge you on average 2,000 USD dollars. Okay, 2,000 US dollar, which is equivalent to around 1 million naira. So 1 million naira above, some agent will charge you 1 million, some will charge you 1.5 million, some will charge you 1.3 million, can cost you 2 million naira, can cost you 1.8 million naira. That's the amount it will cost you if you are to go with an agent. And by the way, beware of scammers, beware of 419 in this area. Okay, I'm talking of legit agents here. So now, if you cannot afford an agent, if you cannot afford 1 million naira, 2 million naira, 2,000 USD and all of that, I will advise you go for a do-it-yourself guide package that contain every information that you will use, every guidance, every professional guidance that you will use by yourself to go about creating express entry profile by yourself, go about submitting your form by yourself and all of that. And this guide will cost you between $100 to $150 USD. Okay, so the guide that I will recommend, I will drop the link to this guide in the description of this video below. Okay, it is called Express Entry Masterclass. Okay, you can get that Express Entry Masterclass and you'll be able to go about this processing by yourself without you needing to contact any agent or consult any agent again. So take note of that. So you can go ahead and check the link in the description of this video now to get that package. Okay, so thank you for staying to this moment. If you want to know step-by-step guide to relocate through Express Entry, I will drop the link in the description of this video as well. So check all these links out and so that you can get started immediately. Also, if you need guidance on how to pass your IELTS, I will drop the link to that also in the description of this video. Thank you for staying to this moment. See you in my next video.